Welcome to Paradise in the Pines, a podcast about the people, places, and stories that make this the home of American golf. Brought to you by the Pinehurst, Southern Pines, Aberdeen Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. Hola again, everybody. This is Phil Wurz, President and CEO of the Pinehurst, Southern Pines, Aberdeen Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. Welcome to Paradise in the Pines. We're joined today by Angela Robb and Nicole Stein, two fabulous entrepreneurs, business ladies, and fun people in the home of American golf. And so welcome to Paradise in the Pines.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. We're happy to be here.
Well, we're glad you're here because, we formed a partnership with you guys because you are co-owners of the Sandhills Trolley Company. So tell us a little bit more about the trolley company and when it got started and how successful it's been.
Well, it's a fun story of how it got started, a little bit of a roller coaster ride as well. And it's doing fantastic, but we can kind of back up a little bit. We started, last year in May, correct? We were kind of brainstorming a little bit about, hey, what do you think about bringing a trolley into the area? We know that there was a trolley back in the 1900s that was the source of transportation from Southern Pines to Pinehurst. And so we were looking for something to kind of, symbolize that a little bit, but, put a little twist on it as well, add some fun and creativity. So we thought about that. We actually, the original story is we joked about bringing a trolley into the area because Angela is also an owner of Karma Spa Lounge and Beauty Bar.
Right.
And I worked with her as well. And there was a little bit of a parking issue there, slight parking issue, which is a, good problem to have, right?
We were busy.
Yeah. We were busy. Yeah, very busy.
We were busy. We sat in the office and joked, you know what, we'll just get a trolley and bus everybody back and forth. And that's hilarious. That's what we'll do. And then every time there was an issue, we were like, we'll just put that on the trolley too. And it became this running joke. And eventually we were like, you know what, we might be onto something here. This area really needs a trolley. There's a lot of parking issues everywhere because we're growing and parking is a problem.
And I know when we first heard about it here at the CVB, I was thinking, okay, trolley, is this mass transportation where they're going to take people from town to town? Or is this going to be your typical, boring history where somebody joins on for an hour and, but once we found out that this was going to be fun, interactive. So what made you come up with the concept of like, hey, let's do this twist on what typically people understand to be as a trolley experience or mass transportation? It's really, in the months that you've been doing it, it's really blown up.
Yeah, I think if you know Nicole and myself, we don't do anything traditionally.
Never.
Everything we do has a twist.
Right.
So when we were talking about it, we were like, okay, yeah, we can't do this the old-fashioned way. We can't do the hop on, hop off the same old way. So we were like...
And you and I were kind of in disagreements because you ever go on that historic tour, there's someone who's very monotone.
Right.
Just up to the right, to the left, right? Over here.
With the van hands.
Yeah, with the van hands.
I do think there's some benefit to that because anytime I go to a historic town, that's the first thing I always do.
Yeah.
I love to hop on the trolley because I can get on and off and see, okay, I want to spend some time here. I want to spend some time here. That's going to be worth my time. And I can skip that because I've seen that and I've learned the history good enough and I can spend some time somewhere else. But
so long story short, we compromised. And we do have our history tour that is available during the day, where we do have someone saying, look to the right and look to the left.
Right.
But as the day goes on, our tours just become, a little bit crazier, a little bit more unique of an experience because we wanted it to just kind of step away from that traditional tour and make it a cruise, more of a cruise experience. So we brought in televisions, AV, actors, comedians, and we just changed it up a bit. So it's definitely more of an experience. Yeah,
I know when early on, you gave us a sneak peek before you guys had launched, and Dan, who's our producer of the podcast, our destination storyteller, we were on there. Melissa Holt, our social media person, was on there. And what I thought was cool was it was a Brews Cruise. So we started at Southern Pines Brewing Company. And I think we went to his location over on Pennsylvania Avenue, then over to Hatchet. But it was cool because when you're going in between the stops, like you said, there's entertainment. I almost have more fun just in between the stops than when you get there and you can have a cold one. So talk about what the experience is like on that, because it's so much fun and you get everybody engaged. So if you're bored on any of these trolley rides, I mean, then you're just don't know how to have fun. Period.
Agreed, Phil. Agreed. Yeah, I think, the other aspect that we wanted to really bring into the trolley experience was making sure that we were highlighting our small businesses in this area because there's so many wonderful businesses, right? And so we wanted to make sure that we worked with some of our local, sponsors to, incorporate them into our trolley ride. So we have, different sponsors on different cruises. So like Brews on the Trolley Cruise, we have our breweries who participate. And so what we do is we, guests will come on, we'll get started, we'll stop at one of our breweries. They can get out for about 20, 30 minutes, get something to drink, come back on, and then our hosts will entertain them for another 20, 30 minutes. Right. And that's where we do like trivia, karaoke, just physical challenges on a trolley, which are fun. They're a ton of fun. People think, oh, I'm not going to do that. That's not. They're usually having the best time with the physical challenges.
Yeah. And we build those around the sponsors. So like, for
Hatchet.
For Hatchet, we're actually throwing foam hatchets
right
at the target, which is, people are like, you do that on a moving trolley? Yes, we do. We do. And it is very fun.
And our drivers are safe. For those of you listening, they're fine. They're totally fine. Yeah. So we have a duck hook game for Southern Pines Brewery. More choices as part of our group as well. So we have a Two Truths and a Lie, the Growler as well. We do a game for them. So there's different games tied to different sponsors. So we, shout them out, make sure people are, making them aware, hey, these businesses are here. They're our sponsors, and go have a blast there. Have something to drink.
Go to your website. So some of the tours you do offer, the Brews Cruise that you mentioned, the Back in Time, which is the history tour, the Late Night Trolley, the Gong Show Trolley, Truth or Dare Trolley, and Back to the Box. Am I reading that right?
Oh, that's our 80s trolley.
Okay.
That's a huge hit.
Back to the 80s,
You started with a couple, so you just kind of listen to when people come on board, hey, why don't you guys do this tour? And, does it, can people offer suggestions if it makes sense?
Absolutely.
It sounds like it would be kind of a cool thing to do.
Yeah, people offer suggestions, and we're just a little bit crazy. And sometimes we think of some pretty insane ideas. We this past Christmas, we did a murder mystery called Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, which reindeer did it. That was a lot of fun. Right. And our actors were out at the different breweries dressed up as reindeers or Grandma's family. So it was a ton of fun. We had our Trolley Express, which was very similar to the Polar Express. Yeah. So we're trying to tie it into different themes, right? Different, the seasons and the holidays that are, approaching. So just February, we have some more fun events coming up. We're going to be doing a Pirate Island cruise, which is going to be a ton of fun. So you'll see our pirates driving around. It'll be a ton of fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very cool. Now you guys have day jobs too. So what I thought was really cool was that you ladies are starting and launching this in business, which is really taken off in the Sandhills here, but you all have your own jobs too. You run Karma Spa and Lounge, and you were in the pharmaceutical industry.
That's right. Yeah, I work a full-time job during the week, and Angela owns 1 million businesses. She's a very busy woman. And
how do you balance? I mean, because you talk about stresses of everyday life and families and everything that's going on. How do you balance your day job with this fun job? And when do you find time to sleep and spend time with your family?
Yes, good partners.
Yes.
I have a partner with Pollywog's Play Pad, and then I have good management with the spa. So, that's really what it boils down to. Good help.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
I do it by myself.
We just brought on an operations manager for Sandhills Trolley because we really thought, this is going to be, it could be slow taking off. People were really skeptical when we first started. They were like, what is that? What are you, like you said, what are you doing? Are you doing hop on, hop off? Right. And so once, we got started, then they started realizing, this is a lot of fun. Let's do this. So we are getting a lot of private requests, charter requests. So to help us kind of balance, we brought in an operations manager just to assist with the day to day.
Yeah.
Now, you got started last summer, but you almost didn't get started. So tell the story. It's just amazing. So how in the world when you order a trolley and it gets stolen? So that hearing the layers of that story, it's a pretty amazing story, and to still persevere and you found that you got to tell the story.
Okay.
And everyone thinks this is actually like, it was a joke, right?
Everybody thinks it's PR, but it is
they were doing it for PR. Yeah. It was not for PR. We lived it and it was terrible.
Yes. So we purchased our trolley from a place in Savannah, and we hired a
Transport company.
To go down and pick it up and bring it to us because neither Nicole nor myself have our CDL, so we couldn't drive it.
Nice.
And it was a lovely gentleman named Eddie who went down to get it. And whenever he got there, he realized his trailer wasn't long enough, but he was there. And he texted Nicole and said, "No, I'm here and I'm bringing it anyway." And she's saying, "No, please don't put it on your trailer. It's not going to fit." But he insisted.
Yes.
So he loaded it up. And the next text message was he's been pulled over by the police because he's got it strapped down improperly. And then he went
rogue.
Quiet for a while.
He was gone.
We didn't know what happened. We hadn't heard from him for a few days. And then we would have periods where we would get text messages from him and then we wouldn't hear from him for weeks and we didn't know where our trolley was. So we assumed that he dumped it.
Right. Yeah. And then, after a while, he just vanished. So we had to report it stolen. We're like, it's gone. And the police were like, yeah, it's stolen. So there goes that. Right.
You're never going to see it again,
right.
kind of thing.
And of course, everyone's like, who steals a trolley? Right.
Yeah.
Even the local police were like, we want to know more. Tell us more. What happened?
Right.
We're like, we don't know. And it's a stolen vehicle. So, the police they're very busy and they're just like, if it pops up.
Seems like pretty easy to find.
Right.
So you're looking for a Ford F-150 white pickup truck.
Right.
This is a pretty substantial vehicle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, we waited and waited. And then, of course, we're like, all right, what do we do in this time period? Do we give up the business or do we keep moving on while we're trying to find this trolley? So Angela and I were like, no, that's not our personality. So let's just go buy another one, right? Why not? So in literally 24 hours, we found another trolley and we drove to Virginia to go.
This was after 8 weeks.
Oh yeah. After 8 weeks. After 8 weeks.
8 weeks of trying to track it down.
Right. So, and then after that, in 24 hours, we found another trolley, drove to Virginia, purchased it on site, and we had it delivered in a few days so we could get started in August. So it was rather quick and also very, very stressful at the same time. And at the same time, we were like, listen, we're not going to let the bad guy win. So we kind of did something illegal. We can say that on the radio now. It's okay. And she's blushing. It's fine. We did tell the police we did it. They were like, that's illegal. And I said, yes, but so is stealing my trolley. So touche, right? So we ended up tracking him through his cell phone, right? We were just watching him.
Pinged his phone.
We're just pinging him, which you should not do if you're listening to this, by the way. It is illegal. Just full disclosure. But yes, we did ping him and we did find his location where he could be. We just watched his dot moving around a little bit there. And so then we started calling the police in that area to track it down. And they were helping us out. They looked up some addresses that could be associated with this individual, all of which did not exist. Mind you, they were like, those are grass fields. They're not an actual location. And so they dug deeper to find his boss, which we won't tell you what that's even tied to. I don't want to die. But anyway, so we did find his boss, and his boss had an address because he had a prior record. And that's where we found the trolley, was at that address.
Wow. And was it in South Carolina or?
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's always the other Carolina.
Yeah.
Some organization down there that we don't want to talk about.
No. So we ended up going down and stealing it back. We stole it back. Yeah.
We sure did. We sent our driver Sandy down there.
She
is a badass.
She is. She really is. She's
Sandy.
Like, I got it.
She's the trolley tactical team.
She is. So
it sounds like a movie of some kind. It's
coming out on Netflix.
Yes, she did have a police escort, though.
She did have a police escort. We wanted to make sure she was safe. So again, we take care of our drivers. I think I've mentioned that twice now. They are safe. We promise.
And so now we have 2 trolleys.
Awesome. So we've talked about the shenanigans and the adult adventures and the Brews Cruise, stuff like that. But I saw you at Red's Corner. And you were doing a history tour and you were dressed up like a chef. So you guys totally interactive and get involved, but you were doing, it was a kid's cruise.
Yes, we were getting
ready
for kids'
we're talking about a lot of adult stuff, but I mean, the kids also get cruises too. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that that particular cruise was a lot of fun.
Yes, that was a birthday party. So we get a lot of private requests for birthday parties, but we'll do some kids tours on occasion as well. So we've done a pumpkin picking tour with one of the Sanderson sisters. I'll always forget that. The Sanderson sisters, which was so much fun. Like I said, we did the Trolley Express. We've done some Double Dare cruises. Remember Double Dare? That was a ton of fun. So we every once in a while we sprinkle in some kid cruises as well because we want to make sure that they're involved.
And you do charters as well. So if somebody wants to do a private party or wedding reception, stuff like that. So does it kind of run the gamut, or is it by time, or how do you run that?
It's really whatever they're after. We've had the college do several. We've done 40th birthday parties, 10-year-old birthday parties.
Yeah, we have a lot of weddings requests this year. Yeah. And so we have two trolleys. So the one is open air and the other one is enclosed. And so the open air, I mean, it's just such a fun experience. That was actually our stolen trolley. It's an amazing experience, but not great for weddings, which we learned because otherwise your hair is just going to be a mess when you get there. But the enclosed trolley is beautiful. It's an absolutely beautiful trolley for a wedding. And so we have been reserving that trolley.
And you can elope on the trolley.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
How about divorces?
We'll do that too. I'm sure we
divorce trolley.
we're gonna party.
So you guys have been in the destination for how long? How long have you lived in this
I've lived
area?
here for 12 years.
12 years and
I'm going on 4.
4. Okay. So I've been here about 5. So I mean, even in the 5 years I've been here, this destination has changed quite a bit. What did you see in this business? I mean, I'm sure with your spa and for what you both do and what you see in the destination, we're going to grow so much. I mean, you've heard so much about how this area is going to change and grow. And, you know, the traffic circle, they can't even figure out what to do with in Pinehurst. So how much have you seen the destination grow? Where do you see it going? Not so much for the trolley, but just like through your eyes as somebody who lives here that sees not only residents, obviously, but the visitors that, you know, ride the trolley as well.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think we see just on 15 alone, right? How much 15 has grown in just the past couple of years with new business coming in. And there's so much talk of so much more to come. But not only that, I mean, with our visitors, we have visitors from Fayetteville and Raleigh, out of state. You know, we get a lot of local repeats that come on quite frequently, but they bring on, you know, their guests like, oh, they're traveling from out of town. And so we love to get to know where everyone's coming from. But a good majority, I would say, of the guests that ride are locals. They're locals, and they're like, you know what? There's a need for this in the area, and they enjoy it. They're having fun. So.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, you've been here for 12 years, so you've seen quite a bit change.
Quite a bit of change just in 12 years. Yeah.
So, where do you see this going? I mean, you've been in business here for what, going on 6 months. Yeah. So, how much do you want to grow this trolley business? Where do you see it going a year from now?
That's a great question.
5 more trolleys.
5 more trolleys. And would you
really love to have a job like a component that's running all the time.
I was going to say, because off camera you said you've told me you might be over at the Pinecrest Inn or somewhere near Pinehurst Resort, and somebody will come and say, "Hey, can we get a ride over to Southern Pines to do some shopping?" Yeah. So
that is absolutely
you're seeing quite a bit of that.
We are. And that's definitely in the works. That's something we would like to do. It's just going to take some time. But we get that a lot. Whenever we're driving around, people just jump on, can I pay to just ride? And we're like, oh, no, sorry, this is a charge. We're so sorry. But that is something that we're considering because there's a need for it. So it would be great if we can kind of grow that and do that all week long and on the weekends to provide a service to the community.
I know we've seen how much you guys have been an impact on the community. And we've got a partnership between your organization, the CVB. So we've got people who are familiar with the Sandhills Port Tour Passport program. And now we have a wine tour program. And this is exclusive. It's the first day. In fact, we've got the new collateral here. So happy to report that if you come in, and this is for people, we've had over 600 people turn in fully stamped wine passports. So that's why we did the wine passport now, is because we need, more fun things for people to do, just like we do with the trolley. It's like, hey, we did this. What other things can we do that's fun and interesting? So this is what we have now. So if you turn in brand new, fully stamped beer or wine passports, you come in, show us the validated passport, and you'll get a voucher for a free experience for 2 on the Sandhills Trolley. You want to go to their website because they sell out regularly, or these experiences, or whatever experiences you want to do, get on there, get your stamp passport, get the voucher. and take a ride on the Sandhills Trolley Company because it's a heck of a lot of fun.
Oh,
And
thank you.
so we appreciate the partnership, and we look forward to more experiences too. So we've talked about some of the ones. Are there some other creative ones that you want to do or you're thinking about, or ones that you might want to reveal here that maybe come? You know what was really cool? Melissa Holt, who's a social media person, she went on the coffee tour, which was like. I didn't realize that she was on the coffee tour. She texted me at 10 o'clock in the morning and said, "Hey, I'm on the coffee trolley tour." And I was like, "Hey, I forgot you were doing that today." So I said, "Yeah, everybody loves their coffee." And like, man, people they love their coffee.
I love my coffee too. And I think that's how that got started. We were like, let's do a coffee tour because we both love our coffee. And so,
what does that entail? Where'd y'all go?
We went to Cactus Creek, and they gave us a walking tour of their facility, and they showed us how to roast their beans and how they manufacture some of their specialty coffees. So that took about 45 minutes. Then we went over to High Octane and tried a sample of their specialty coffee. And then our last stop was over at Pine Scones Cafe. But we're looking to change up the coffee tour probably every other month to incorporate other cafes, just so that there's, everyone can kind of get a different experience on every coffee tour.
I know in our social media, we did like the 5, it's always like 5 best, whatever. And it's like, we realized very quickly, there's more than 5 coffee places, because you can add Swank in there. You can add the, I forgot the one right here on Broad Street near First Bank. Dan, you know the name of that coffee company, don't you? It's like an island, Java Bean. You've got Buggytown Coffee up in Carthage. Now you've got another one up in Robbins. You got Crossroads Coffee in Vass. So they're all over the place.
Yes.
And a cool coffee tour. Like I said, that was the first one you've done. And do you have a second one planned? If so,
do.
When is that one?
That one's going to be on February 11th.
February 11th. Okay. So look for the coffee tour because it is a lot of fun. And Cactus Creek, I've never been there, but Dan, our producer and destination storyteller, has been to Cactus Creek. It is awesome. And we can describe the aromas. You can't smell the podcast, but if you were to walk into Cactus Creek, it just smells amazing.
It smells amazing. It is really good. He actually, Mike, the owner, gave us samples, and I need to go buy more. Yeah, they were so good. They actually coming out with disposable, like what do they call them? The pods?
Biodegradable.
Biodegradable pods. But they're it's a little bit different to me than a pod.
Like a tea bag.
It's almost like a tea bag.
But you can put the whole thing in your garden and it's biodegradable.
Biodegradable, the packaging and everything.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So, and they had different flavors, and they were amazing. Yeah, absolutely amazing.
Good. Now, earlier in the podcast, you mentioned that you have comedians, you have people that come on board. You guys are looking for talent. How would people get in touch if they have a unique talent that you guys could take advantage of and they can showcase on your trolley?
The website.
Definitely go to our website. Yes.
And apply right there.
Absolutely. Or you can email us at info@sandhillstrolley.com. But if you have a talent, or if you just love getting up in front of people and you're, hosting or emceeing, give us a shot, give it a try. We find that some of the quietest people are actually the most outgoing on the trolley.
Right.
They always surprise us. But yeah, we are looking for, some talent. If you have something that you're really passionate about, like coffee, let us know. Maybe that's
and it doesn't have to be every weekend,
right?
It could just be like I would like to do this tour cruise once a month or twice a month.
Gotcha. And you mentioned kind of days of the week because you guys are so busy, have day jobs. So typically these tours are what days of the week? I would think you maybe do charters maybe in the middle part of the week, early middle part of the week, and then the tours are typically like Thursday through Saturday. Kind of give us a landscape of.
Yeah, cruises are usually Friday nights and anytime on Saturday.
Right.
And then we're starting some things with some realtors on.
Yes, we won't release that yet.
Oh, we won't release that yet.
But just watch our website.
Wow.
But during the week as well. But a lot of our charters are just spread out through. I know. Ooh, see, now we got you all excited. You're gonna look at the website. During the week and then on the weekends we have charters. So they're all 7 days a week. Whenever someone needs a charter service or a private party, we'll book them.
And
here first.
And you guys assist with some other events in there. I think you assisted the village of Pinehurst with an event for parking there. So
and Aberdeen too.
Okay, so you fill a niche, and who knows, maybe this will lead to something with the municipalities providing municipal transportation allows you to do your trolley thing. So I think you guys are not only exploring a new niche, which I think is a lot of fun for the destination and for residents to enjoy as well, but also maybe some things that towns could offer residents as well as far as the transportation around, because people
Absolutely.
wanting to get from Pinehurst Resort or that area over to here for shopping. There is no Uber. I mean, Uber doesn't really
Right.
exist. It's kind of hit or miss, and there's no public transportation. But you guys have certainly found an incredible business model. I admire your diligence and your ability to pull this off. I mean, because you guys do an awesome job. I've been on the trolley. Staff has been on the trolley. We had an amazing time. One more time, let's give them the website where they can get in touch. And then when they come in with a fully stamped passport, what's the website they go to so they can book that experience with you guys?
Sure. So our website's SandhillsTrolley.com. Definitely hit up the Pour Tour. That's an amazing experience. We'll take you there. So there's no excuse. We're going to take you to all the breweries. So fill up your passport. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Angela Robb and Nicole Stein, the co-owners of Sandhills Trolley Company. We appreciate everything you do for the destination. Best of luck with your business.
Wow.
And we'll see you around the community. We'll see you probably at Red's Corner or all over town.
I'm sure you will. Yes. Thank you.
Well, thank you. If you want more information about the destination, go to homeofgolf.com. If you want to watch this podcast and other videos we produce for the destination from destination storyteller Dan Dreyer, go to our YouTube channel, Home of American Golf, and then download this podcast and check it out. It's called Paradise in the Pines. I'm Phil Wirtz, and we'll see you next time.